I have started this recording like 4 times, stopped it, hated how I sounded, restarted, and I'm just going to go with it. So whatever fanny you get right now, that's the fanny that you get. I'm not doing it again. What is going on, Fang Clan? Welcome back to the channel. My name is dannyphantump, also known as Fanny Dantump. I don't know why. That's got to be my fault. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a really good week. We have one thing we have to get to real quick before we jump in today's video, which is obviously going to be absolutely cracking. That's a word. But we have to give away an entire case of these. So we opened up an entire case of these last week, Thursday, to see if our cases have the Silver Tempest God packs, where you open up a tin and the Silver Tempest packs inside them are absolutely loaded. There's 2 packs, 2 Silver Tempest packs that come in each of these tins. And Cool Trainer Ryan pulled like multiple alternate art Lugias. We pulled an alternate art unknown. PokeRev pulled an alternate art unknown. It seems to be very regional. It doesn't happen everywhere. You might go to Target, you might find these, you might not find these. Really no explanation whatsoever. But because you guys are absolutely awesome, we're giving away an entire case of these. So congratulations to our winner. You're your best friend, period. You are BESTFRIEND, period. I think that's how it is. Your best friend. Congratulations. You are the winner of an entire sealed case of those tins. They should have loaded Silver Tempest packs, but if you record a video or open it up, let me know. Tag me for sure. But you can, I just need your mailing address, your YouTube credentials. Make sure to verify all your information. You can find me on Instagram at danny.phantump. You can find me on our Twitter, Danny__O, and you can find me, you can just email me, dannyphantumpcontent@gmail.com. So congratulations to your best friend, period. We do have Pokemon 151 Day going on tomorrow, 150 Fun Day going on tomorrow. Every Friday, we're giving away a booster box of Pokemon 151 until Scarlet and Violet 151 releases, which is September 22nd. We are less than a month away. So go back, watch last week Friday's video, hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment on that video, and then come back tomorrow, see if you're a winner. We're going to keep doing that every single Friday until the release of Scarlet and Violet 151. I'm done rambling. Let's talk about this set right here, Shining Fates. Also, kind of talking about Pokemon 151 or Scarlet and Violet 151 as far as our English set goes, because I'm just curious as to what you guys think. So Shining Fates, this is, you have a lot of sealed collectors. Pokemon's a lot different than how it used to be, right? Sealed collectors, there's sealed collectors all over the place. So this is a sealed display of those Mad Party, I think they were called Mad Party, yeah, Mad Party pin collection. So this is a sealed case of those. I don't do a good job at collecting sealed items. I try to keep a booster box of every set. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. I try to keep the ETBs of every set. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't, and I don't know, I don't have it organized well at all. So, but I do like to collect kind of the ancillary products, the harder to keep products, I guess, or the harder to find products, or the products that I think that they're less likely to reprint, kind of like this Mad Party pin collection. I think that if they're going to reprint Shining Fates, which they've done 18,000 times, they're going to focus more on the ETBs. They're going to focus more on the premium collections, things like that. These probably won't get reprinted as much, but Shining Fates has proven us wrong in pretty much every single category as far as Pokemon reprints go. And Pokemon told us they were going to do this, which is great. However, it has meant that Shining Fates singles, seal product, I mean, this set came out 2.5 years ago now. We're looking at February of 2021, so this set has been released for 2.5 years and really came out during the height of the Pokemon boom. You couldn't find product in stores. Things were being sold for double, triple MSRP. Pokemon came out with a support ticket and said, hey guys, hold the phone for a second. We're going to print this to demand. We're going to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get these products. So don't lose your mind and pay all these expensive prices. They didn't say it exactly like this. I'm kind of saying what they didn't say. But don't pay these expensive prices. Just be patient and you will get your hands on them. So same thing with Pokemon 151, Scarlet and Violet 151. I don't think they're going to print it as much as Shining Fates. Maybe a better example to look at would be like Crown Zenith. But if you're paying attention to Crown Zenith at all, getting that ETB reprint, which is the only product really in Crown Zenith that's above MSRP right now, and it's not even above MSRP by that much. But the Crown Zenith ETB is getting reprinted this coming October, and it looks like it's going to be a fairly substantial reprint, which is going to bring that ETB price way down. You can buy Crown Zenith booster packs, loose packs, for under $4 a pop right now, which is absolutely crazy. Obviously, your best bang for your buck when it comes to Scarlet and Violet 151 is going to be those booster bundles, bringing the pack price, average pack price, down to about $4.50, which is what you can assume basically the MSRP is going to be on a pack. You have 10 of them in the ETB, and then you get the extra Snorlax card that's going to come in the ETB. So about $4.50 is going to be kind of your bread and butter mark for buying Scarlet and Violet booster packs. But you might see, if you're patient and you're not like, oh, I need to open this set right away, you don't FOMO or anything like that, you might see packs of that set going down below $4 as well, even though there's going to be a lot of demand for that set. Shining Fates, there was a lot of demand for it, but I feel like everybody opened up a million packs, and because of that, prices have just fallen like absolute mad, and they continue to trend in the downward direction due to reprints, additional stock that has come out. Like I said, this set has been out for 2.5 years now. So we're looking at the past year of data, and look what's happened for the ETB. This is a $49.99 ETB as far as MSRP goes. And you can see in August of 2022 going up and down a little bit. November of 2022, it hit about $42, about $8 below MSRP, but then started rising a little bit. Same thing with booster packs when it comes to Shining Fates. It seemed like inventory was starting to dry up a little bit, and then at the end of 2022, beginning of 2023, it's like all of a sudden more Shining Fates started hitting the shelves. More Shining Fates started popping up at stores. More Shining Fates started popping up at distribution centers, and because of that, you see this giant collapse again, where in August of 2023 it actually hit a one-year low of $39.68. So you're looking at about $11 under MSRP. Now the crazy thing about Elite Trainer boxes is that they are over 1 pound to ship. So you can't go first class with a new ground advantage under a pound. So you're going to have to ship this either UPS, FedEx, or ground advantage priority mail above a pound, which means it's going to cost you $8 to $10 to ship. That's the shipped price right there, $39.68. That means that a lot of companies are paying 14% fees on top of that, and then about $10 to ship the item. So they're actually selling this for about $26, $27. They're 2.5 years after the release of Shining Fates, and a lot of storefronts are selling ETBs at a loss still. And we talked about this at length yesterday in the stream, where a lot of people were like, hey, why are companies selling products at a loss? They don't have a choice right now. They do not have a choice. Obsidian Flames not doing anywhere near what people had hoped it would do, and because we'll talk about that tomorrow, but Obsidian Flames basically selling at a loss right now. Scarlet and Violet 151 coming out in a few weeks. Well, a lot of storefronts need to pay that invoice. They need to have the capital in their bank account in order to pay that invoice, and because of that, a lot of storefronts are struggling. It's not, I talked to a couple of really large storefronts the other day who told me, hey, we might have a year left, maybe a year left, but we are not going to make it at this point. I think you're going to see a lot of storefronts closing down the doors. That's why it's so important to shop local at your local LGS. If, as long as they provide you with good service, they have good prices, things like that, they're fair to you. You need to make sure that you are returning that favor. Otherwise, they're gonna close up shop. Shining Fates booster packs, you can see kind of following the same trend, very level from September of 2022 up until about February of 2023, and that's when you started finding a little bit less stock again and jumped up to about $5.60. You can hear that or see that 1 year high of $5.52 before dropping back down, rising back up, and then slowly going back down over the course of a couple months. April, May, started falling back down to about that $4.80 price. In August, it hit that $4.45 price. Now it's come back a little bit, sitting at $4.91, but still under that $5 mark, and we'll see what happens over the next few months. But Shining Fates definitely continuing to trend downward. Here's this bad boy right here that we were just talking about earlier, the Mad Party pin collection. This one has taken a huge hit. There's not a whole lot of singles in Shining Fates that are doing well. Sealed product also not doing well. Everything is pretty much a mess right now. You can see this product right here dropping about 10% over the past year, and this is a little bit more of a luxury product, a little bit more of a unique product when you have a sealed display like this. In August of 22, these were selling for $187.80. That was a 1 year high, and you can see plenty of sales on the graph here, but dropping down and continuing to trend in the downward direction to the point where it's at 171.25 right now. That's a 1 year low, so it's lost about 10% of its value over the past year. Here's the Shining Fates mini tin. This is a mini tin display, relatively flat from February of 2023 up until current, but you can see where it was in September of 2022 when it was at its 1 year high. It was sitting at 156.68. Again, a little bit more of a unique item, because when you go to Target or you go to a retail store, you're not going to find sealed displays of these mini tins. They They only sell them loose, so you would have to get a sealed display from like an LGS or a distributor or something like that. In September of 2022, this was sitting at 156.68. It's lost over 10% over the past year. Continued to drop. You can see in November, dropped even further, and then February started leveling off a little bit, went up a little bit in July, but then went back down in August. Now it's sitting at 134.66, just above its 1 year high of, or 1 year low of 133.83. Here are the premium collections. There's a Dragapult one, and then there's also a Crobat one. Two different variations of this. This one started out, they didn't reprint this one too frequently within the first year and a half. However, then it started popping up on PokemonCenter.com a lot again, and it actually popped up again recently, like within the last couple weeks, where these Shining Fates premium collections, where you get the shiny version of Dragapult V and Dragapult VMAX. Same thing with Crobat V and Crobat VMAX, started popping up again on the Pokemon Center website. You can see in September of 2022, started trending upwards a little bit. It hit that $60.10 1 year high. This retails for, I think, $40, $45 maybe, but then started, I mean, the ground just fell out, you know, just started dropping like crazy. You can see in February of 2023, leveled off a little bit for a few months, but then in April started going down again, hit that 1 year low in July of 2023, where it crashed down to $46. Now it's sitting at $48.11, but continuing to trend in the downward direction. There's three different variants of tins for Shining Fates. These have been popping up on the Pokemon Center's website multiple times over the past year. There's Cramorant V, there's Eldegoss V, and there's Bolton V. The Cramorant one sells the best, it seems. However, they're all pretty much evenly priced. If you go on TCG Player, you can see the market price for all of these. Relatively consistent for the majority of 2022. You can see hitting that 1 year high in August of $33.22, which is a few dollars above MSRP. I think the MSRP on this one is $29.99, but you can see continuing to drop then in December of 2022 into January of 2023 really started this, you know, this colossal collapse. In April of 2023, it fell down to $29.31. Now it's risen back up a little bit, sitting at $32.64 currently, but still not looking at a whole lot of growth over the past year. It's pretty much stayed relatively stagnant outside of that 10% drop that it experienced in April of 2023. Here's the Pikachu V. You can still find these Pikachu V boxes if you go to Meijer, or if you go to Walmart, if you go to Target. Sometimes they're still kind of lying around on the shelves. This product has not moved a whole lot at all over the past year. In September of 2022, it was selling just below MSRP. MSRP on this one was $19.99, so right around that $19.50 mark. Pretty much stayed at that spot until March of 2023, where it started going up a little bit. You can see it hit that 1 year high in April of 2023, where it hit $21.75, leveled off a little bit, and then went way back down as more started popping up. Just there seems to be an endless supply of Shining Fates. $18.25 is where it hit as a 1 year low. That's where it's kind of sitting right now, continuing to trend in the downward direction. Here's Skyla. This one has been a little bit interesting. We're going to look at a few singles here. Skyla is one of those cards, those modern full art trainers that really started to pop off over the past few months. A lot of attention got paid to modern full art trainers. You can see really flat from August of 2022 all the way up until January of 2023. Started seeing a little bit of ups and downs there, a little bit of movement. It hit its $6.88 low in September of 2022, and then in April of 2023, it just spiked. It started shooting up like crazy over the span of a couple months. It jumped all the way up to $23.08 as a 1 year high, but look at what it's done since then. Over the past couple months, it has lost almost half of its value, half of its what it gained, dropped down to $14.81 currently, and continuing to trend in that downward direction. The Alchemy VMAX, this one has actually done very well as far as a rainbow rare goes. You could have bought this for $2.20 in August of 2022. That's when it was at its 1 year low, but very strong growth pattern, relatively consistent upward trajectory. Did see a little bit of a dip there in December of 2022 before shooting back up again, leveled off a little bit. A lot of people just enjoy the rainbow rare birthday cake, I guess, but it keeps going up, sitting at $5.01 currently, which is still below its 1 year high, which it hit in March of 2023, where it passed that $5.85 mark, leveled back off, but you're still looking at about 100% growth over the past year. This Rainbow Rare Alchemy VMAX doing extremely well. One of the only ones in Shining Fates that's doing really well. The Charizard VMAX, the shiny one, we pulled this yesterday on the stream. Very exciting card to pull. Really cool artwork on this one. I do like this Charizard VMAX quite a bit. It was really consistent for a while. This card did see some competitive play, which kept it above $100 for quite some time. But you can see in August of 2022, all the way up until April of 2023, it was hovering right around that $100 mark. It hit its 1 year high in November of 2022, where it was above $107 at $107.26. But then in April of 2023, like many other singles in the Pokemon market, the ground fell out and it just collapsed. In July of 2023, it hit that 1 year low of $80.36. It's rebounded a little bit, but you're only looking at about about 5% that it's gotten back over the past month and a half or so, sitting at 84.54 currently. Then we're going to look at some of the baby shinies. Unfortunately, baby shinies not doing well either. This Suicune, after that Charizard and that Skyla, there's only one other card that's selling for above $10, and that's this baby shiny Suicune right here, which is barely hanging on to above a $10 price tag. In August of 2022, this was sitting at $13.39. It's lost about 20% growth, or it's lost about 20% in value over the past year, and you can see relatively consistently as well. Not a whole lot of peaks on this one, just valleys all over the place, just continuing to drop down and down. In March of 2020, or April of 2023, hit that one-year low of $10.05, hit it again at the beginning of August, and now it's kind of rebounded. I mean, not much at all, sitting at 10.55 currently. Here's the Inteleon. The competitive world plays a huge impact on cards, and we're going to look at the Inteleon and the Drizzile as well. Now that they're not in rotation anymore, they have taken huge hits as far as value goes. So if you've been holding off on buying these because they were too expensive, now's the time where you want to kind of look at them to add them to your master set. In August of 2022, this was selling for $11.18, but as Inteleon started falling out of favor, this card started going down and down and down. And then we had rotation hit in spring of 2023, and then all of a sudden it lost basically all of its value. You can see it continuously trending downward all the way up until April of 2023, going from $11.18 all the way down to $4.76 where it's sitting now, a one-year low. Then we've got the Decidueye, not really a competitive card. However, one of the starters, not doing very well at all. It's lost about 50% of its value over the past year. Started trending upward a little bit. You can see in August of 2022 up until December of 2022, it was trending in the upward direction. It hit that one-year high of $8.76, and then everything just fell apart. And you can see in July of 2023, it hit that one-year low of $4.23. It's gained 20 cents back, so it's sitting at $4.43 currently, not doing very well at all. The Eternatus VMAX, those gold and black cards that we have in Shining Fates, the Eternatus V and Eternatus VMAX, they started trending upwards a little bit. You can see in August of 2022, started trending upwards all the way until February of 2023. It hit that one-year high of $6.06, but then it's lost all of it over the last few months and then some. So in August, when it started going up, it was right around that 375 mark, and then all of a sudden in April of 2023, it was right back there and then continued to trend downward, hitting $2.85 as a one-year low in July of 2023. Picked about a buck of that back up, sitting at $3.39 currently, not doing very well at all. And then I think this is the last one we're looking at, the Drizzile with that Shady Dealings ability. Was super big in competitive play. At one time, this card was selling for over $30 a piece. You can see in August of 2022, still hanging on a little bit at decent value, selling at $12.85. But again, with rotation happening, Inteleon kind of falling out of favor in April of 2023, once that rotation hit, it just fell apart altogether. It was already trending downward quite a bit. Hit $2.83 recently. That's a one-year low for that Drizzile. So just not doing really well. Now's the time to definitely look at some of those baby shinings. You'll have to let me know in the comment section down below what you think as far as Shining Fates go. Did they print too much of it, or did they do a good job to try and meet demand? The thing is, after Pokemon got a whole lot of these reprints back out, a lot of people kind of already exited the hobby due to frustration or due to other things. Pokemon's a great game. It's a great hobby to be into, but unfortunately, it doesn't hold people forever, right? It's got to continue to produce something that's going to keep people interested. Otherwise, people are going to fall out of favor with it and move on to something, you know, we're humans. We move on to the next thing. What's next for me? And unfortunately, it feels like Shining Fates kind of came out with those reprints a little bit too late. But you can let me know in the comment section down below what you think. If you guys enjoy the content, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. Share the channel. I really appreciate you guys just sitting here listening to me talk and ramble. You guys are amazing, so thank you so much for everything. We'll be back tomorrow with Pokemon 150 Fun Day. Until then, thanks guys so much for everything. Peace!